I'm Kimberly from the Fact Quarter Shop, and Doug is going to show us his 3-pin method. What is this?
Well, hi Kimberly. I've had many friends show me this over the years, and it's been a great technique that I use. Here we just have a small little pieced quilt, if you want to say. But this method you can use to pick up all your pieced blocks, whether they're square or rectangle, and you can assemble your whole entire quilt without getting up and pressing, and you can assemble everything just with 3 pins.
Okay.
And what we're going to need is a green, a yellow, and a red pin.
Okay.
So kind of like a stoplight. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to have your whole entire quilt laid out, and you just want to lay it out according to the pattern that you're using. And so this works great for when you have a big quilt on the wall, or you're at a retreat, or you're trying to sew something together and you don't want to keep getting up and down, and you want to just have it all in one pile and bring it to the machine and sew it at one time.
Okay.
So you're going to have it lay out in the setting that you need for your pattern.
Okay.
And you're going to start with the green pin.
Okay.
And the green pin is going to be like your go. But the first 2 rows you're going to pair together. And so you're going to start up at the top, and you're going to take your second row of blocks, and you're going to put them facing right sides together on the first row. And so you're going to go down your whole entire layout on the first 2 rows and pair them right sides together.
Okay.
And then you're going to take the green pin, and in the upper right side, you're going to pin the green right there, pin right there.
Okay.
Then you're going to stack them on top, and always put the top on the top of the pile, and you're going to have the little rows.
Okay.
Now for the third row, this works for all the layouts. You're going to put the yellow pin in the right corner as well, and then you're going to stack those blocks with that yellow pin always being on top.
Because that tells you that's the second.
Yep, that's your third row. So all your other rows after you pin the first 2, you are going to stack on top of each other. Just like that. And then the last block, we're going to put the red pin. And the red pin always goes on the lower right side. Just like that. And that's of course, you're going to be your stop pin. So then you're going to stack it, just like you've done with all your other rows. And now you're going to stack all your rows on top of each other.
Okay.
And now your whole entire quilt is ready to sew together. So we're going to go to the sewing machine and sew it together.
Okay, let's do it.
So next we're ready to sew our rows together to create our top. We are going to start with the green pin, and I always put my blocks on the right. You're going to take out the green pin, and you're going to place it on the first block, just like this. And you're going to line up the blocks just as if you're ready as you're going to sew, and you're going to put them in your machine, and you're going to sew each of the block pairs together for the first row till you come to the yellow pin. And we are chain piecing them together. So this is my last block in the first 2 rows. As you can see, I came up to my yellow pin. And now we are going to stop, and we are going to press. So as you can see, these are all of our blocks sewn together, and they're all chain pieced. Always keep your green pin in, don't take that out. Now that our first 2 rows are assembled together and pressed, we're ready to add the third row on. And we are going to use our yellow pin. That's going to be in upper right corner. We're going to place the blocks right sides together. We're now done with the yellow pin. And as you'll notice, I didn't cut the blocks apart. You're going to want to keep them chained together. And I left about 1/4 of an inch in between each of my blocks. And again, you're just going to keep sewing the blocks right sides together. When you come to the next one, always grab from the right. And then we're getting to the last block on the row, and as you can tell, there's no yellow pin in the pile telling us that it is our last block. We just know because we're at the bottom of our quilt. Then you're going to cut that and you're going to press the next row. Our third row is sewn on and pressed. Now we're ready to add the fourth row. And again, you're just going to start at the top and you're going to sew all the way down, heaping your rows chained together. And that green pin should always be in your upper left corner. And I find it's better to press your blocks each row versus pressing them all at one time at the end. Now that our blocks are all sewn on, we're going to press again and add our last row. Now we are ready to put our last row onto our quilt top. And again, that red pin is going to be on your right side. And you're just going to start at the top with the green pin still in our upper left corner. And now we've come to our last block. We can take the red pin out, and we're done with that. And all your blocks should now be used up. Now that our whole entire top is joined into rows, we're going to press and assemble the quilt. So now that our blocks are all sewn into rows, our quilt top is all together in a chain piece method. Kind of looks like string cheese. And now we are going to sew each row together. We are going to put them right on top of each other. Your seams are going to nest, and you're going to follow your pattern's pressing instructions. And once your top is together, you're going to have your completed quilt.
So I can't wait to try this method, and I hope all of you try it at home also, and we'll see you next time.